See you there.
Yeah, we got everyone, Richard.
Yeah, we have so far.
So, the Anti-Eviction campaign has become known as a radical organization, movement, or whatever you want us to be. And we try to maintain our name. So we have what we call an action organization, an organization that responds to things with actions. So the World Cup that has been in our country for 1.5 months has been prepared almost 2 or 3 years before it actually happened. The signing of an agreement happened in 2006, 2007, and with the build-up to the World Cup, activists and communities in the anti-eviction campaign has been facing evictions, creative displacement, promises of housing, and court cases to the run-up to the World Cup because of the beautification process that was happening. We had the World Cup and it was a total success on day one. We came together, we had 68 teams, 68 soccer teams from 42 different communities in the Western Cape. It was different for the anti-eviction campaign because we didn't need matches for our activities. So it was very different. It was sobering for us because we had to directly participate in what we didn't want to participate. Like the World Cup, we didn't want to participate in, and then we created one for ourselves. So we were almost contradicting ourselves. But we didn't have a normal World Cup. Our World Cup was inviting everybody, including our statesmen, including our government, to our local communities, not to this World Cup. So each team had prepared, had a media person, they had an organizer, each team, political organizer, political media, because we wanted to politicize this World Cup. We wanted to make it a political event. And we were very successful because at the World Cup we had it over 4 weeks and we had 3 marches to the mayor. We attempted to march to the Greenpoint Stadium but was prevented from doing so. Our march was banned on the day. We then again arranged for a march, and this time we didn't say we're marching to the stadium, we said we're marching to the mayor to bring him an invitation to attend our World Cup. And then we were permitted, we were allowed to march in the streets of Cape Town. It was proposed in this meeting by almost 18 of the communities that we should have a World Cup alongside the World Cup. And that's exactly what we did. We introduced it to the world as the Poor People's World Cup. We had, before the World Cup, we had space in the media throughout the world, including China, Russia, Australia, Korea, France, Italy, UK, Germany. We had articles in all these newspapers on the front page or page number 2 or page number 3. But in South Africa, the media was quiet about the Poor People's World Cup. But it was successful in a way that we had participations from communities that was before the World Cup, was silent, inactive, and not participating. And this was the sports community in the Western Cape that was only interested in soccer and nothing else. But we created a platform for all these low or poor soccer teams to bring to the world their plight in their communities, not their plight as soccer teams. I have a prepaid water meter. People attended the soccer matches with their electricity accounts. you know, attended the soccer events with their invoices of arrears for school fees to expose these things at the World Cup, at the Poor People's World Cup. And this was very successful because it appeared twice in the UK Mail and Guardian on the front page. And without having to burn anything, without having to stone anything, we managed to get the attention of not only the world, but also our local officials. Because now they were denying everything that we were saying. They were denying it on a big scale. Like there was spin doctors appointed to deal with this media, the onslaught of the international media, with how the promises of the World Cup was actually threats. It wasn't promises. After the World Cup, I mean, like during the World Cup, we had trophies that was donated by Sports for Solidarity. It's a UK-based, just starting out a movement trying to oppose the Olympics that's going to happen in 2012 in London. As well as we were supported by Unite. It's a union in London. They bought a kit, you know, a soccer kit that says Poor People's World Cup 2010. And yeah, so they supported and those are the only resource support that we got from the world and South Africa. So the Poor People's World Cup was run entirely on no budget. Like everybody involved participated in making it work. We did postpone matches from time to time because we didn't have the resources. You know, we couldn't host the tournament this third week because we didn't have taxi fare and bus fares for the teams to come to the venue. So we had to postpone it. But we didn't just postpone it. When we postponed it, we then proposed the action for the next week. So before the next week happened, we had another participatory process where the same teams that would have participated came together in a protest action. Where in all normal circumstances, they wouldn't have done that before the World Cup, because they were not interested in it. I must, however, say that during the World Cup, there was an attempt to evict 6 families from a changing room right next to the Athlone Stadium. And the city of Cape Town spent more than 120,000 bringing the application, and they lost it because we won. The people are still living in that same changing room, and the car park that was proposed for that space has been built around them. So that is one victory in the World Cup. Otherwise, we just had evictions, displacement, unemployment, more poverty, where people were trying to sustain themselves, they were undermined through bylaws. Where people tried to help themselves, they were undermined through created bylaws to support an agreement made by a foreign NGO called FIFA. My time is up, and I haven't said nothing.